Welcome to another unhelpful video about lenses, where we show you lots of pictures and absolutely no footage. So let's talk about some specs. All right, today we're gonna be talking about the LAOWA lens, or actually, how do we pronounce this? Hold on. I have no idea how to pronounce this.
LAOWA.
Okay, so today we're talking about the LAOWA lens and kind of the things I've learned about it after using it on a trip out west for about a week. And while it looks like super small and like it's a toy, it actually is a super powerful lens that I discovered some interesting things I did not know about wide angle lenses. This is a 7.5mm with an f-stop of 2.0. It is a crazy, crazy lens that works great with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. And let's go through some footage examples and talk about kind of some of the things I've learned about this and some good uses for it. All right, first, before we get into some of the footage, some visual and some observations about the way this lens works. It is completely manual focus, and you cannot control the aperture from the camera. And the aperture itself is, as you can hear, not declicked, which isn't that big of a deal because most of the time you'll be using this at a set aperture anyways. The one thing I have noticed about it while I was filming, and when I handed this off to someone who doesn't usually use cameras that much, is that it can be really hard to actually pull focus in with this. And sometimes you can get some shots that turn out blurry because while it looks like you're focused, it could be kind of hard because of how wide the angle the lens is. But after you kind of get used to it a little bit, you can kind of tell how to get things focused correctly. You just got to pay a little bit extra attention to this lens when trying to focus. Some other things I noted with this is typically with lenses that have this wide of an angle, that you get a big kind of distortion, like the GoPro effect, basically, is the best word for it. But with this one, there's not that much warping on the edges of it. Now there is some, and you can fix that in post a little bit, and you have to be a little careful when pulling your camera up and doing some movements and stuff. You have to be a little bit slower so it doesn't look super weird on the edges, but if you just come in with the footage just a little bit, it looks great. I absolutely loved using this for this trip because of the run and gun style nature of the trip, where I'm not gonna set everything up like I'm doing a job for it, because we're traveling constantly and unpacking it and re-putting things together made it really difficult. This lens got you some great views and got you big open views, especially in some of the places we were out west, to be able to see the entire view in a really nice, crisp look. Really cool. As we talked about before, this lens is super small and super compact. It is, like I said before, it almost looks like a toy. It almost looks like this toy lens, and it barely, throw this thing around, it barely weighs anything. So this is great for when you're backpacking and you're having to carry around heavy equipment. Your lens doesn't weigh more than your camera. It's literally just like a little paperweight. And it's perfect form too for just shoving in a bag somewhere, and you don't need a lot of space. I mean, I could literally just put this in my pocket and go with it, which I'm not going to. But it's great form factor. It's great for quick trips, limited space and stuff, and gets massive views. The one thing that really surprised me about this camera is the view up close. When you think of wide angle lenses, you don't necessarily think, or most people don't necessarily think about using these as like almost macro lenses for things up really, really close. But it's really interesting when you do it because of the wide frame of view that you get on it, and especially with the 2.0 f-stop on this, it has some really cool looks to it here. I absolutely love this lens. I definitely recommend it if you're using the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera or a Micro Four Thirds sensor camera. For the price, it's great. It's a great lens to have in your kit that you might not always use, but you can definitely find a use for it in a lot of situations while you travel or big landscape shots. I really highly recommend this. Thanks for watching today's episode. If you have anything else to say about this LAOWA 7.5mm lens, please let me know in the comments, or any experiences you might have had with this lens. I'd love to hear about it. If you liked this video and want to see more from Frame Voyager, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our new videos. Until next time, this is John Owens with Frame Voyager.